Hey guys, Champagne Crypto here. Thanks for tuning in. Today in this video, would like to talk about Ethereum versus Ethereum Classic. I've been noticing there's a high interest in Ethereum videos, and some people seem to be confused on the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. Now, on top of that, Ethereum Classic has boomed in the last couple of days. Right now, the prices, as we could see, the price is at 3.98. It's almost at $4, and you could see how it's looked over time. And then the price of Ethereum is currently at $49, almost $50. A big spike in March, and then a holdout about $50 for the last few weeks. Well, there's a big difference between the two. Well, they're not necessarily a big difference, but there's a big difference in price between the two. But there's not necessarily a difference between the technology. There's three major articles that I recommend reading. This is one of them here on CoinDesk.com, and it was published back in July. And I suppose that's when the two coins had their split. So what the story goes is that Ethereum was one coin, and they released a smart contract called the DAO, and that DAO contract raised over $100 million. Somehow that DAO contract got hacked, and a lot of money was compromised, about $50 million. So the Ethereum community was split in two, and what happened was that they returned some of the money or all of the money back to the people so that the hacker couldn't get the money. And at that point, some people disagreed with the move. They believed that the blockchain should be immutable and not be changed, because the fact is that the contract was flawed, and the hacker he exposed the flaw in the contract. So basically, it was a bad business and a bad investment to begin with. But either way, the Ethereum community was torn in two. Um, so at that point, the Ethereum Classic was born. Those didn't want there was a group that didn't want to change the blockchain. They decided that the blockchain should remain the same, and that's what Ethereum Classic is. There's another article here. What is Ethereum Classic? And it basically explains everything that I told you. Everything was identical until block 192 quadruple zero. So whatever you want to call that, block 192.00000, where the hard fork to refund the DAO tokens holders was implemented. And why was it created? Basically, what I said, there was users that said the code is law. Things that happen on the blockchain are immutable. This is a slippery slope, because once you modify or do this one time, then how many other times are you going to do it in the future? The people that supported the fork, which was changing and refunding, is that that the law was too drastic, and they didn't want the hacker to profit, and more. This talks about how it was created. So this is a great article. I'll post this down below. And there's another article here on Bitcoin Connect, bitconnect.co, excuse me, which explains further. What I also wanted to talk about is what do you guys think? What's more valuable to you, Ethereum Classic or Ethereum? Now, when I got into investment into Ethereum, I didn't know the difference, and I thought Ethereum was Ethereum. And then I seen Ethereum Classic, and which led me down to the path to investigate what was the difference between the two. Now that I get more into it, I see that perhaps possibly for myself, I think Ethereum Classic stands for something that's immutable, and it has more integrity at the end of the day. Another article that I haven't posted here, but I will post down below, is talks about that Ethereum Classic could do everything that Ethereum could do. So right now you have a price of Ethereum at $49, and Ethereum Classic is way cheaper, for $398, and apparently the technology is exactly the same. So what anybody ends up doing on Ethereum, theoretically they could do on Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is cheaper. So perhaps they could run the apps on Ethereum Classics for cheaper. I don't know. I don't know the details, but I want you guys to comment below and let us know and let me know what you think about that. Because it seems right now like Ethereum Classic is a bargain. It's going up, as you can see. The trend is upwards. It's at $4 right now, and you know, just a few weeks ago it was at $2, so it's almost doubled. Ethereum, on the other hand, it's gone on a quick spike. Now, is this inflation? Is this a bubble? Is it going to come back crashing down? We don't know. But either way, I do believe in the Ethereum technology. I do believe in the Ethereum computer and the smart contract technology and what it stands for. But my concern and is that, you know, Ethereum Classic is always looming in the background. The Ethereum Classic is in the background, and since if it could really do the same thing that Ethereum does, and it truly is immutable, then what's the point of Ethereum? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Champagne Crypto. Make sure you subscribe. I got some donation buttons down there, so if you guys want to send Bitcoin or Ethereum, go ahead and do it. Thanks for tuning in. Champagne Crypto.